everyone. Welcome to our little show that we do here at Wednesday nights. We're at Rockwall Ford. I am Chris Pena, and I'm glad to be back. Happy New Year to everyone. And we have a lot to talk about tonight, and we have a few gentlemen up here that I'm going to pop on camera in just a moment. But before I get started, I wanted to make a couple of statement about what's kind of happening in our community. And I wanted to, really, I guess what's got me fired up about this situation is this. Right now, folks, we should be praying for everyone that's involved in this, and we should be really be focused on that and that alone. And right now, there's a lot of speculation going on. There's a lot of rumors going on, and there's a lot of there's a lot of us that are just out there speaking with emotion, and we're not thinking about the things that we should be thinking about. Listen, we hope that the kids get a speedy recovery, and we also hope that whatever lessons need to be learned out of this are learned by all that are involved. But for me personally, I have a very good professional working relationship with a lot of the coaches in the school district over at Heath, Roy City, Dallas Christian, Heritage Christian, and one of the things that I've noticed is that the leadership around here, they take care of their kids. They love these kids, and so when I think about a situation like this, I just feel really bad for everyone involved, and that's my focus. And I ask that people going on social media. There's nothing you can do about a post that happens for the public, for one of the news outlets happens, right? There's going to be people outside of our county, outside of our community that are talking all sorts of things. But when you go to things like Rockwallian, and Rockwallian is just not a very nice place to be. But when you see people in our hometown just trashing, just talking really bad about what's going on, it really is something that we should not be proud of. And we have a chance here to show how strong we are as a community. We have a chance to pull together and get through something like this. From me personally, I've had nothing but a good experience with Coach Harrell and that entire coaching staff, with all the leadership over there, all the leadership at Rockwall ISD, and this is just my experience. I've been around Coach as an assistant coach. I've been around him as a head coach, and I know him to love these kids and love the program. And, I just right now want everybody to be focused on the right things. And, again, that's just saying a prayer for everyone involved, and leaving all the garbage, all the dirty talk out of it for the moment. Let's just, again, pull together as a community and get through this the best we can. And that's really what I wanted to say to start the show, and hopefully everybody can respect it, and we can try and take the next step, whatever that is. So I know there's a lot of buzz out there. I know a lot of people are hurting. I've talked to quite a few parents, some communication with kids, and I get it. But right now, hey, let's try to pull together here and keep it all together. So, with that said, gentlemen, how we doing? Mr. Zach Walker, yes. Gentlemen, see, here we go. We're back.
There we go. Now you go.
Back.
I didn't even say anything.
First
show
of the year.
First show of the year.
We didn't even have to say anything.
But at least he's
Don't worry, I'm here, boys.
At least he remembered to turn his on this time.
Yeah, and it's always good to make sure you got the captions on so that you can read.
Yes.
Because you never know when I'm going to have sound issues here. Mr. Zach Walker, Mr. Kevin Wingfield, Mr. James Branch. Gentlemen, welcome. Thank you for joining me on the first show back. We've got a lineup here. We're gonna talk a little college football, and of course, if you follow Rockwall County Game Day on social
Will we
media,
call this an autopsy, just for the record? Is that
we're
what?
going to get to it. Let's not take the shots yet. We're
Just
gonna,
curious.
hey, listen, you know me. I was all about the frogs. I've been talking about the frogs on Rockwall County Game Day, my personal page. If you follow me, you know it. I was almost proven right. As a matter of fact, I was proven right, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Then we've got a big announcement tonight. The Player of the Year award, the inaugural Jackson Smith and Jigba Award. We have 5 finalists. We will announce the finalists tonight. And then also we have some Heritage Christian talk. We have Alyssa Williams here. We're gonna catch up with HCA. They've started some basketball. We're gonna chat with her about that. Around 5:30, 5:40, we have Rockwall girls soccer coming in. So they have kicked off their season. They've got a lot of tournament play going on. We've also got Roy City boys soccer coming in, and then we've got Jaceland, Tierney, and Kipton neighbors. Roy City track, and then those two, Jaceland and Tierney, they've started a little business. And so I thought it was interesting, and I invited them out. I wanted them to give them an opportunity when I see students doing some stuff in the community to plug their business. So I thought that'd be really cool.
Make sure and talk a little pole vault with them.
Yeah, no, we're going to talk some pole vault. So
what an interesting sport. By
yeah,
the way.
yes. So we will we'll do that, and then we'll end the show with the announcement of the Player of the Year finalists. So
Awesome.
All right, guys, I want to jump right into it, and before I let Zach, come at me. Listen,
No, I'm not coming at you. Just
No,
to be clear.
no, it's okay. Don't be a keyboard warrior.
Oh,
You're
no. Oh, trust me. You'll
Yeah.
know what I think, but
Yeah.
it's not all negative.
Yeah, no. So listen, the Horned Frogs, to say they came up short, that's probably a nice way to put it, because we all sat there. We all sat there and saw what happened. However, that being said, the big thing that fired me up on social media is we knew it. They didn't belong. Alabama belonged. Tennessee belonged. And there's a lot of reasons why that gets under my skin. There's a lot of talk about, is it the best team or the deserving team, right? And what is it? The fact of the matter is, do I believe that Alabama has a better squad, better talent on their roster than TCU? Absolutely. Will not deny it. But the regular season matters.
Yes.
And if you do not get it done in the regular season, then you don't deserve to be there. There are a handful of teams that probably could have gave Georgia a better game, because I believe it's all about – now, listen, nobody's beating Georgia on that night.
No.
Georgia's going to be –
They beat the Browns.
Georgia's going to beat
the other
every
night.
team by 14 plus.
Absolutely.
Okay. But that being said, it's about matchups. TCU matched up very well with Michigan. TCU will match up very well against a lot of Big Team and SEC teams because of schemes.
Come on, Chris. You don't believe that.
No, I really believe. We saw it. We proved it, because the best team in the Big
How
Ten.
did you prove it?
They beat Michigan, the best team in the
That's
Big Ten.
not a big SEC squad.
No.
That's an undersized squad from the north of the
So
country
you're-
that plays soccer most of the
So,
time.
okay, all right. So then
It's a soccer
So then
school.
let's get into this
I
question.
mean-
Just lean back and let's enjoy this.
Are there any schools besides SEC schools that belong in the playoffs?
Well, so let me back up and say I want to talk about the game first and then the selection, right? Because that's what we're really
Right.
after. The game-wise, Nick Saban said it before the game. The 3-3-5 is never going to work
Right.
against an SEC school, any SEC school.
I don't believe it, but okay.
Well, Nick Saban does, and he's
Right.
the best coach
Right.
that's ever coached. So I'm going to take his word for it.
Right.
But you lose the line of scrimmage immediately in a 3-3-5,
Right.
right? There's just no way to fill the box and stop the run game. Those Georgia running backs were downhill before they ever got to the line of scrimmage with zero contest at all.
Right.
They were hitting the secondary. They wouldn't have been down in a flag football game. You're never going to beat an SEC squad with a 3-3-5 unless you have the three best linemen in the country. I can't hear myself
Oh,
anymore.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So the game-wise, the game speaks for itself. On the selection piece, right, I just want to be clear. The selection committee selected the teams that should have been selected. And full transparency, I'm an Alabama fan. I'm an SEC guy. I'm from Alabama. So let me clarify my bias right out of the gate, right? Like, just get that out. But that being said, I did some research because I knew that the only thing that would work here is facts.
Right.
So let's look at strength of schedule.
We don't do facts here.
ESPN strength of schedule, right?
Correct.
LSU, the teams outside. LSU had the number 2 strength schedule. USC 36, Alabama 8, Tennessee 6. Now let's look at the 4 that got in. Georgia, 12th hardest strength of schedule. Michigan, 41. OSU, 37. TCU, 25. Right? My opinion, you play a schedule like that, you must go undefeated.
Right.
A 2-loss team with a number 1 strength of schedule is better and more deserving than a 1-loss team that has a 40 strength of schedule. That's just my opinion, right? The average opponent TCU played all year, 45th strength of schedule. So they had a terrible schedule, and they played nobody all year long. And they needed a miracle to get out at Baylor, and they lost to a team that got throttled by Alabama. So the best 2 teams in their conference have no shot against a middle-of-the-road SEC team. They got embarrassed by the upper echelon SEC teams.
I think those are. I think it's misleading. I'm going to ask Alabama who because you can sit here.
They lost 2 games on 2 plays by a total of 4 points.
So who did they beat? Who did they beat that mattered?
The whole SEC. Everybody matters. Go look at the.
Who did Alabama beat this year that
out
mattered?
of the top 12 strength of schedules, 8 of them are out of the SEC.
But who did Alabama beat this year that mattered? They lost to everybody that mattered.
Well, apparently they didn't. They lost 2 games. But first of all, this isn't about Alabama.
Right.
This is about Tennessee.
Right.
If Hendon Hooker doesn't get hurt, they're more deserving than Alabama, my opinion.
Right.
I think Hendon Hooker stays healthy. They go over Alabama, and I'm a fan. But I would have still put Tennessee in because of they looked dominant against Alabama. Like, Alabama got lucky to have a shot to win that game and didn't execute. But the bottom line is the SEC had 2 opportunities to put a team in. They didn't win the game. So I'm not taking away from that.
Right.
But if we're doing the autopsy like we did when Manti Te'o couldn't find his girlfriend, like when you're the committee and you put a team like TCU in the national championship, your job is to provide competitive matchups and select the 4 best teams in the country.
Right.
I don't think they selected the 4 best. They selected the 4 most deserving.
Well,
no doubt.
Okay, so then let's step back then. Okay, so let's look at the 4 teams that were selected to go in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, was Michigan one of the best teams to get in?
No.
So them blowing out Ohio State and them winning the Big Ten is not enough for you to say that they're not one of the 4 best.
What are you asking me? Are you asking me if I think they're one of the best teams or they're the most 4 deserving teams?
The best teams.
No, I don't think they were the best team. I think they showed that the other night. They got beat by a team that got beat by 60.
So then you think Ohio State was better than Michigan?
I do. I think they showed that.
Even though they beat.
But didn't they show that? They played Georgia to the last play of the game, and then Georgia throttled TCU by 60.
Again, I think
it's clear and obvious.
I think it's matchups. I don't think it's obvious.
Oh,
I think matchups will dictate how a team can play.
Fair question. I got a question about that. On your matchups, 17 of the last national championships, 16 of them featured an SEC team.
Yep.
Okay. And of the 8 college football playoffs, 5 have been won by teams from the SEC.
Right.
Only one of the 8 has featured a non-SEC team, and that was the year Alabama got beat by Ohio State, and they were dominant, right? So is it just that on every January national championship game, everybody that's not SEC just gets unlucky and has bad matchups?
No.
Or do we have to look at that and say
I'm not arguing
better?
the SEC is better. The SEC is far they have been dominant.
So it wasn't about matchups. They were just a better team than TCU.
Yes, because TCU, the reason it was so lopsided is because TCU matched up horribly against them.
They didn't match up very well against Baylor either.
Well,
or K-State.
Alabama didn't match up well against A&M or
but they won
24-20.
But they won.
Come on.
Georgia almost got beat by Kent State. So Kent State's a better team? Like, you can't take that logic. We all understand teams play differently on different days. And Georgia had an unbelievable game the other night. They were going to beat anyone they played,
but
right?
My point is, if TCU gets in, okay, and
deservingly,
and now
I'm saying that.
And now here's what they accomplished. They go beat Michigan, who is in the Big Ten, because if you say the top two conferences, who are you going to say?
I don't know about number two. I know it's the SEC, and then there's everybody else.
Well,
it depends on the year. Sometimes, and it's not conference, right? Because if you look at the whole conference, you got two up there. You got Clemson down here, right? Like the ACC, okay, they've got a couple. UNC's made a run.
How bad did you think TCU would get beat by Michigan?
I didn't think they would get throttled that bad by Michigan, because Michigan is such a – first of all, Jim Harbaugh is not a great coach, and that team is undisciplined, and they've always laid eggs in big games.
He's done quite a bit at Michigan.
Huh?
He's done
No.
quite a bit.
I don't disagree that he doesn't have a resume. I'm just saying if you go look at his resume in big games, it's one of two things. He's either going to lay a big fat egg, or they're going to go run the dog out of Ohio State like they did this year.
No, yeah, I disagree. I think if you poo-poo Michigan – then you're just there to
look. Michigan earned the right to be in. I'm not saying they didn't. They won their conference. They beat Ohio State.
They're one of the best.
You asked me for my opinion.
I think they won the best O-line award in college football. They were one of the top running teams in the country, and here they come, the best O-line in college football, according to they won the award. One of the best running backs, running games in the country, running up against a 3.35. How in the world does TCU manage to take it to them? Right?
Well, I don't know that they took it to them. If it wasn't for a blown call, Michigan wins that game.
Oh.
That was a touchdown.
That
was a touchdown all day long.
Okay, all right.
You talking about the one where he sat down in the end zone?
Yeah. Okay.
He didn't have possession yet.
Okay, but
he didn't have possession until he was in the end zone.
But I'll say this: if you're big bad Michigan with the big O-line and big running backs, you can't score twice from inside the 2-yard line. You're going to throw 2 pick sixes. That's why they lost the game. They lost the game because they couldn't get in the end zone from the 1-yard line 2 times.
Yeah.
And they threw
just
2
like,
pick sixes.
Just like TCU and K-State, right? Same concept.
They threw 2 pick sixes.
Which, by the way, why didn't you got the best? You've got the best quarterback in the country. Which the Duggan kid, like, don't hear me being TCU hater. Right. I'm not a TCU hater. Right. I think that kid is a gritty. Like, I want him on my squad.
I think what TCU.
Like, I want him on my squad.
I think what TCU did is
let the dude run
before TCU wins that game. All the talk was, it's Cincinnati. Another Cincinnati thing.
I think I said that. Actually.
Well, no, I mean there was more talk about the comparison, right? TCU takes the next step for the little guys, right? They took the next step. Now they can get in that semifinal game and they could say we can win, right? Yeah. The next step is going to be can a smaller school get in a national championship game and win a championship?
Well, the beauty of the portal is there's more. I mean, Deion Sanders was talking about this the other day. He was like, we all have players. Jackson State had players, right? You can go and recruit, and there's good and bad. I'm not here to debate the portal. That's a whole nother segment for a whole nother show. Right. There's good and bad about it, NIL, all that. But the reality is the parity is going to continue to increase in college football. Right. You're going to have great athletes on every school. Right. I think what we saw the other night, and I'm a big look at Caesars. Look at the betting guys. Right. When they rank the teams, typically they're right. You know why? Because if they were wrong, they wouldn't be in business. Right. Their business is ranking teams. This is what they put out for the end of the year. After all the games were over, this came out yesterday. Georgia number 1, Alabama number 2, Ohio State number 3, Tennessee number 4, LSU number 5, TCU number 6. Right. That's how they ranked the teams 1 through. And I didn't go through the rest of them. I just wanted to get the top ones in. Yeah. And I would say that I find myself agreeing with that top 6 based on everything we've seen. That being said, I just want to clarify. TCU did what they had to do to get in the game, right? They earned that spot. To deprive them of that would have given us a better game, but would have wronged the team. Right. For future reference, my hope is that the selection committee, when you have a team like a TCU, like Alabama gets some they get some leeway because they've proven, just like they did against K-State. Honestly, I expected them to get beat. I really did, because they don't play well in those games. They don't have anything to play for. Right. They've proven that they're going to show up. They might have a bad game. They might have this, but they're going to be prepared. Saban's going to have them ready, and they can play with anybody on any day with any talent. I'd take Nick Saban, a quarterback, and 10 guys from Walmart to go up against just about anybody, right? Moving forward, I hope teams like TCU – the 12-team playoff is going to change a lot.
That's going to change a lot.
I think you're going to see – I think the SEC hatred is going to be real, because if you get 3 or 4 SEC teams in the playoffs every year, you're going to have all SEC semifinals and all SEC finals every single year.
That's gonna be the tell. That's gonna be the tell when number 4 SEC team gets in.
Sure.
And they're running through the number 1 Big 12 team or the number 1 Big 10 team, and they're making it all the way. We'll know then, right?
You're also going to have to look at Oklahoma and Texas when they enter the conference.
Oh,
they watched that game the other night like, oh, my gosh.
Oh, yeah, listen,
my gosh.
I'm an SEC guy, too, and I'm a Tiger. So
okay. My whole family's from Louisiana.
Yeah,
my wife's
I'm
whole
an
side.
LSU guy, man. But here's my take on the whole thing was, first of all, the whole 4-team playoff should have never been. The whole college football playoff thing's a joke, in my opinion. There's far better teams and more teams that should have a chance in a playoff to get to the big show. That being said, I'll be honest with you, man. I was listening to Sonny Dykes, and I was watching him, and he, it didn't seem like he was taking it that serious. His boys were in awe. I think we're just happy to be here.
Yeah. And I think that the reason that TCU – I didn't even watch the TCU Michigan game to start with because I figured Michigan was going to walk on them. Yeah. I think Michigan went into that game and committed the ultimate cardinal sin that we talk about when you're 7 years old on a baseball field or whatever. You walked in there thinking this is going to be gravy. We'll see who we're playing next week. And they got whipped. Yeah. They basically got whipped. I think when TCU won that and they got in there, all of a sudden they're like, holy crap, now what do we do? Yeah. And I think the game loved the Frogs. I was rooting for them. But I think the game was just bigger than them that night.
Yeah, I think, hey, listen, TCU had their moment. They had their moment in the Michigan game.
That was their national championship.
They went further. They've done more than any Texas university has done in the college football playoff area.
I'm about to say since Vince Young, really.
Well, but in the college football playoff area, obviously.
I'll never forget that Heisman pose. Matt Leinart, Reggie Bush over there counting their money, crying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So listen, I mean, hats off to Georgia, and I'll say it. I mean, Georgia is the dominant. The SEC's dominant. There's no doubt about it, right? I mean,
Bennett's got another year.
The proof.
Huh?
Bennett's got another year,
gone.
Right?
He said it today.
Did he?
He's gone.
So
he's 26.
I
He's as old as Josh Allen. Josh Allen's played 4 years in the NFL.
Yeah. Look, if you put
he's older than 6 starting quarterbacks.
I know it. I love it, though. I love it. It was his dream, man.
It
what
was
a story.
So obvious, man. When you listened to Sonny speak and then you watched Kirby speak, Kirby came out to
he said
annihilate.
He said, what are you looking for tonight, Coach? He said, aggression.
Yeah.
We're going hunting. That's all he said. That's all he said.
He looked like Clubber Lang.
That game was over before it started.
It was over before it started.
So I have a question then. You're a TCU guy. You guys, Texas guy. Like, I heard this question asked, and I heard compelling answers on both sides. Did this game hurt or help the TCU program moving forward? I heard really compelling arguments both ways.
Yeah, I think it helped. I think it helped. It had to have helped because now, first off, when you look at TCU and what they're going to be doing in the Big 12, you have Texas and OU leaving, right? Mm-hmm. Whose conference is it now?
Sure.
Like, who are going to be the top two? You have Cincinnati coming in. You have Houston, BYU, right? So BYU, Cincinnati, TCU, and Oklahoma State, those are teams that always seem to find themselves in that 10-7. They start climbing late in the season, right? The fact is somebody from that group, right, that doesn't scream big power money, they're going to find themselves in the playoffs, right? And I think if you're looking for a destination as a transfer, as a recruit, things like that, man, this team just went to the national championship, and no other team's done that. What other program can say that? What else can sell? I think TCU has the facilities. I think they've got the. I think
they've got the money for sure.
They're in a great market for the NIL, things like that. I think TCU's in a really good spot. Again, people are going to focus on. I think this program and recruits are going to focus on the fact that they were in, the fact that they won a game. And they went in and they just got beat up by the Bulldogs. But listen, they're gonna push through that. Now, will they ever be in the national championship again? I don't know.
Well, with the 12-team playoff, I think they've set themselves up to certainly be.
They have a shot
in the conversation.
Because look, here's the deal.
Win the conference, you're going to be in.
Does it help? I absolutely think it helps. Even though you got beat, you have exposure, and you can be Nick Saban in a market that doesn't get on TV. and you struggle to get recruits, the key for these schools is exposure. You got to get exposure and get your name out all over the country.
Yeah.
You got to cast a wide net to get recruits, you know.
Yeah.
So I think, yes, they got blown out, yes, but the fact is they were still in a national audience. So they've got exposure coming to them. And you're right, they're in an excellent market, man. The state, the whole area. So
well, and Texas rallied behind them. I got 2 questions for you before I know you got to move on to other segments. But first question is, what do we expect out of Deion Sanders now? More or less, over under 6 wins, 7 wins? What do we think?
I think he'll have an immediate impact. I think he's going to attract a lot of recruits. He's marketing. He's a marketing genius.
A guru, man.
He's putting Colorado on the map, and they haven't even played a game. I think kids are going to be attracted to that. They're going to want to go there.
Well, he's already taken half of Jackson State's squad.
He's going to make competition a culture there, and he's going to make kids work for that spot. And I ultimately think, listen, when you have Deion Sanders, you get a chance to go be around that guy. You're not just around a coach that's just climbing through the ranks that nobody knows.
He's a real deal.
You're around Deion Sanders.
There's a documentary just came out. It's a 4-part miniseries. If you haven't seen it, you definitely need to. It's like Prime University or something, and it just documents his season at Jackson State, and it really dives into who he is as a coach. And the dude's far more involved than I thought he would be. He's like real with those guys. He's not a coach of coaches like a lot of these guys are. I've heard Nick Saban's big on that, right? Like coach of coaches. He's got relationships with the top couple of players, but beyond that. So the second thing is, and this is just a tidbit, little fact here, Georgia won that game the other night without one single player from the transfer portal.
Yeah, I mean, what do you need?
How rare is it? But how rare is that? I mean, even Alabama, Tennessee, all these guys. Hayden Hooker's a transfer. Toa for Alabama. I mean, a lot of these guys are transfers. It's just neat to see that.
But I wish I could find the answer to this question. Nobody talked about Alabama getting blown out in the national championship game by Clemson. Nobody talked about.
Oh, I did.
Nobody. No. But there was no point made.
Sure.
Right. Nobody talked about Ohio State and how they was it Ohio State that they had a 20 or 24 point win or they lost or something. There's been 2 national championships that weren't close.
Yeah.
And not a peep.
Well, because of pedigree.
Right. I know, but what I'm saying is
when TCU loses everybody, well, we were right.
Right.
When Ohio State loses, it's a down year, but they'll be back next year.
Yeah. Because they were supposed to be
That's
there.
right. It might be 30 years before we see TCU again, you know?
Right. So, hey.
They're just not created equal. As unfortunate as it is, they're just not. And they could be with time.
Well, I'll close out on this. I mean, hey, for TCU, I mean,
heck of a year.
It didn't change. I think I had a family members going back and forth, and I was like, expectations. I have no expectations for TCU to win that ball game. Do I want them to win the ball game? Absolutely. Did it suck to have to go through that? Absolutely.
I bet your phone was just blowing up.
Oh yeah, I mean, I set myself up for some stuff.
I know
you
did.
I put it on a tee for you, and you just go at it.
Because I know I hit you up within the first 30 seconds of the game.
But all I know is, hey, I was right all the way to the end, and that's all that matters to me. So, hey, Zach, I appreciate you coming on.
Anytime,
I appreciate
buddy.
you spending time with us, and good stuff. And I'm glad that you finally see it my way.
Yeah, that's what it is.
We'll let you go. Okay, when we come back, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to bring on our next guest. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Shop the Rock at Rockwall Ford. Get rock bottom pricing on 500 new Fords, cars, trucks, SUVs. We got it all. Log online and get your rock bottom deals today. Visit us at I-30 exit 205.
RockwallFord.com.
live here at Rockwall Ford, and that was fun. I put my intro there. Didn't switch to my Be Right Back, so sorry about that. Okay. These are the Rockwall Lady Yellow Jackets. We're wearing blue though. I like the sweatshirts. I like the sweatshirts. So we'll switching it up. Faith, Avery, Miranda, welcome back. I know you guys are extremely excited to get started again.
Yes.
You're fresh off of your state championship appearance, an incredible accomplishment, being runners-up at state and everything that happened last year. We have Coach Gar. She's sitting over here. We're going to get her on one day.
One day we'll get her
on. So first off, it's the first time I've seen you and really talking to you since then. Congratulations once again. What's been the motivator, the preparation to kind of reset and start a journey back? I'll start with you.
I think just this year, this first tournament that we just came back from, we normally go to Austin, and it's good competition. But we wanted to step up our game this year a little bit, and so we went to Houston, and it was great competition. I think it was good for us, just finding our chemistry again, especially with everyone leaving, the seniors leaving last year. So I think it was good competition this year. We got our ties. We struggled a little bit, but that's what we're working for.
Yeah, and that, I guess, early on in the season, that's what you're trying to do, right? You're trying to build that chemistry. You're trying to, really work on the communication with the new people that are out there and find out what your team is all about heading in as you head closer and closer to when district play starts. Avery, I'll ask you, kind of a difference. What are you seeing immediately that's different from this squad versus last year? If you can put one thing on it.
I would just have to say that the seniors left like that because we had such great chemistry last year.
You mind pulling this a little closer to you?
I'm sorry.
No, there you go. There you go. No, if you could, bend it just a little bit. There you go. Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good there.
Just like this chemistry that we had last year is different than this year, but obviously because our seniors left and since we had such a strong one last year, we have to rebuild that up with this one.
I had talked with Coach, communication with her, after and things like that, and I told her, one of the things that struck me is just how close you guys were. That has to start again early, right, for you guys. So what have you been doing? What have you guys been doing to kind of make sure you build that chemistry back?
For sure. We went on team bonding. We always go team bonding, and
I'll ask you to raise yours up and put it more.
Yeah.
There you go.
Booyah.
Just raise it up just a little. There you go. Perfect. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, we went to a team bonding exercise. We just spent a whole day together doing these team bonding exercises that would make us learn how to communicate with each other and kind of figure out each other's personalities and just learn each other on a deeper level than just on the field.
I'm curious to know. So the seniors that left, and you obviously you bring in new players, new talent, and some are going to have stronger skill sets and bring something extra, and vice versa. You have to, there's going to be weaknesses on the team and things like that. What are you guys working on to try and adjust your game to make sure that you can help out on the weaknesses, but also take advantage of some of the strengths that are on this team?
I would say just constructive criticism with everyone. We never have torn anybody down. I mean, if there's something that we see that one person's struggling with, one of us or even other people on the team, we go to them. We say, here's what we're seeing and what ways that we think can help them fix that. And then also with everyone on the team, we always are cheering on everybody. We're always encouraging, and I think that's great too to boost their confidence with that as well.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to figure it out, right? You've got to. I mean, that's what this time is for. Avery, so you're the big bad Rockwall Lady Yellow Jackets, and you step out onto the field. Is there just kind of this swag? Just is it kind of cool to people? Is it kind of a some people call it an X, on you, and people are gunning for you. They want to measure up against, hey, the runner-ups for state. Is there a little bit of that out there? Do you feel it?
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. So what I mean, what makes you feel that? I guess I should say.
The other team, they just know that we've gone to state last year and we were the runners up, and they just know that we've been there and we are good enough to get there, and so then it's just intimidation towards them.
Brandon, do you see a little bit teams want to step up their play when they're going just to see where they measure up? Or do you feel that?
For sure, and I also feel like it also brings, we feel like we have to get back there. It also brings that with us as well. They expect more of us when we step on the field.
We're talking with the varsity squad, the Lady Jackets soccer team, who've just kind of kicked off their season, and they're in the middle of a few tournaments. So you'll do a few tournaments and then kind of settle down and get into the normal routine of being home. Faith, I want to ask you kind of along that, the expectations and the pressure you put on yourselves and things like that to maybe try and make another run at it. What's the talk in the team to try and say, hey, in order to get there, we got to calm down. We got to build back up. How are you tempering the expectations?
It's hard sometimes because we made it all the way there. We fought our way through it, and every time we step on the field, every team's gunning for us, and they're playing against number 2 in the state, and it's hard for us, I think, because we have to rise up to those expectations. So I think we're just trying to stay as calm as we can, as calm, cool, and collected, because it is a lot of pressure on me and
for sure
everyone, because that's something that we've talked about is we have to try and exceed these expectations, and it's hard, but we're gonna get there.
Right. Avery, I want to ask you about elevating, right? So, you talk about expectations, you talk about, you're going to get the best from everyone. What's it going to take to elevate, to take another step? Because I think I don't want to say nobody disrespected the program, but you came out, and people didn't expect you to do things.
Not at all.
And you kind of snuck up on people, right? This year, you're not going to sneak up on people. So you're going to have to play a little bit more with intensity and urgency. What's the talk like to make sure that you guys stay on that level?
It's just the constructive criticism, like Faith said, because we don't. If you do something good, we tell you, and if we do something bad, we let you know and we help you fix it. And so by telling you when you do something good, we motivate them even more to keep pushing and keep going.
Yeah, it's a great spot to be in, right? But it's a new thing for this team, and so
sure.
Watching you guys navigate through it will be fascinating. It's going to be fun to watch. And then, of course, obviously, once you get into district play, that's going to be really fun too, because there's teams out there that want to be you, they want to beat you, and so it'll be interesting to see what happens. What's next? But before we let you go, what do you guys got coming up?
Richardson tournament.
Is that this Thursday?
Yeah.
It starts tomorrow.
Thursday,
okay.
Friday, and Saturday. I think.
All right. So do you like the warmer weather?
Yes.
Much warmer than last
so
year.
much better than the frigid.
Yeah, no, it's been nice because soccer games get really cold. This is the time of year, and I'm ready this year. I'm going to be nice and warm. Ladies, we wish you all the best. We appreciate you coming out. We're going to catch up with you. This is the first of a few times that we'll have you on the show, and so we're excited for you, and we're obviously super proud of you. And again, congratulations on last year. But time to turn the page and time to rebuild, because I think you haven't done anything now. You're starting all over, right, Coach?
Mm-hmm.
It's this team hasn't done anything. Last year's team, this year's team, obviously it's going to be a fun ride, and wish you all the best. All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to let them go. Thank you so much for coming on, and we will take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about a little Heritage Christian Academy with Alyssa Williams. Don't go anywhere.
Shop the Rock at Rockwall Ford. Get rock bottom pricing on 500 new Fords, cars, trucks, SUVs. We got it all. Log online and get your rock bottom deals today. Visit us at I-30 exit 205.
Rockwallford.com.
You don't want to see me. We do not want to see me. We're back. We're live here at Rockwall Ford. All right, let's have some fun. We have Alyssa Williams here with us, Heritage Christian Academy. It's good to see you. Happy New Year. How was all the holidays? How was everything?
It was nice having a month-long break, actually.
Yeah. Y'all got a month?
Yeah.
Oh,
Got
wow.
a month?
Wow.
We got out a week before public school did.
Wow. And so and y'all just went back, I'm assuming? Yeah.
Yes, last Thursday.
Yeah, so
Wow.
good time off, and now school's back in, and you're rolling all into to all sorts of sports and things like that.
Yeah.
We're joined back. We have Mr. Wingfield, Mr. Branch joining us, and so let's start off by asking you about kind of what's been going on with basketball. I know they've just started and things like that. Can you kind of fill us in on what's been going on?
Yeah, they have had a few games, in December, but those were really just warming up to the season. This year, we have a lot of freshmen just in the student body as well, which means that we have a lot of freshmen in athletics. So the girls basketball team and the boys basketball team is packed with people who are new to HTA or just new to having that team dynamic. So they've really been working hard on learning the plays and learning how to work with a team. So it's been really great to see that process, and they have come a long way just from short practices and games like that. The guys had a game last week, and both the guys and the girls varsity had a game yesterday facing off FBA. The girls did quite well. They did not end up winning, but like I said, it's freshmen. They're really learning the layout of the land and trying to memorize all those plays, which they have been getting better about, working together as a team and playing those offensive plays together and stuff like that. So they were able to overcome those challenges of, just figuring out how to be a team.
Right.
So their goals for this next game is just adjusting to the new positions because, they're trying to play everyone and get everyone to learn what type of position they play well, especially with such a large team. You really have that advantage of playing your field well.
We're talking with Alyssa Williams, Heritage Christian Academy. She's cheerleader, cheer captain. Are y'all cheering right now? Are y'all still? Do you still do anything for cheer? No, you're done. So you're done.
Yeah, just first semester.
Okay, yeah. So you guys on the basketball season, the guys and girls. I mean, you're still unable to play in that new gym because it's not built yet. Right. So you're still over there at the school district. Is that where they play volleyball and things like that? How long when the season just started, so do y'all they still play a longer schedule, 20, 30 games, or do you know how many games they play?
They do play quite a few games.
Yep.
I do think it's close to 30.
Got it.
Yeah.
Cheerleading.
Yes.
So y'all had a cheer competition.
Yes.
We had talked about it before the break and things like that before in December. It was coming up around the beginning of December. Is that correct?
Yes, December 7th.
How did cheer competition go?
We did great. I'm not shocked. I'm really proud of how we went from last year to this year. We did a huge jump. We ended up coming second all-state or second in state for our division.
Congratulations.
So that's really great.
And the mascot win again?
Yes. 4 years in a row, first place, all-state.
Yep.
4 years in a row.
Yeah. So have you ever watched one of those, James, one of those cheer competitions on ESPN or something like that?
Well,
back in the day, were you in one of those?
I was a cheerleader in college.
Okay.
Believe it or not.
Are you serious?
I was, absolutely.
All right. Okay.
Absolutely. So
how is it that I went
we
this time?
We got the peanut gallery laughing.
We have Brandon Neighbors in the background, just kind of. Hey, listen. Man. All right. Okay. All right. So now we got some interesting stuff going on. So now the how hard it is.
Absolutely. In high school, we did competition. Of course, we all played football, and then we transitioned over to basketball, and that's when we cheered and went to competitions. And we were NCA instead of UCA, and went to camps, and then transitioned into college, and then coached some, and then did some judging. So yeah, it's very competitive, and it's very serious too.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, the athletes that are performing a lot of that stuff, I mean, they're just on another level. Yeah. Hey, do you have any surprises on the end, Mr. Wingfield? I mean,
not a cheerleader. No,
well, I mean, hey,
no, sir.
Drill team. Were you a band? Did
No.
you play ball? Like,
No.
what did I've never asked you. Like, what did you play? What did you play in high school? Or
I played 2 years of basketball, but
okay.
then I got into showing cattle.
Oh.
Because it was a lot less working out.
Yeah.
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 And it was a lot easier just to walk her around instead of me having to run.
There you go.
So I realized at a
probably
very
not
young
on the
age,
level of like Yellowstone guy, like showing cattle.
I realized at a very young age that all I was going to ever be on the football field was that little small blocking dummy. And I was like, you know what? I'll go be the manager. And so I did that for a couple of years, got to listen to on the headset, and the same coaches that were leading FCA on Friday mornings was not the same guys I heard talking on Friday nights. And that was my first insight into, okay, there's two sides of these coaches. So
now you got athletes in your family.
Oh my gosh, I've had 6 athletes in my family.
Yeah. So very cool. You learned something else. So okay, what else you got for me for on HCA? You know, you guys are just getting back and things like that. How's Coach Mack?
He's good. Yeah.
He's good. Yeah.
I actually haven't seen him. I've heard him, but I haven't seen him.
You've heard him.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We can always hear him. Yeah.
That's how you usually go with a football coach. Sometimes you don't see, but you can always hear.
Yeah. Speaking of football, you guys had a few get some really big honors and get invited to an all-star game. I got to go back. I'm just winging it here, but it was something like there's 24 kids selected to the North team and 24 kids selected to the South team. And HCA had 4 football players selected to the North team.
It's pretty impressive.
That's really cool. I mean, again, you're talking about out of half the state, you got 4 of them on your team. So do you want to give them a little shout out? Do you have some notes on there?
Yeah, for sure. They played a great game. There were 4, like you said, 4 of our football guys. Will Constable, Zachary Neff, Andrew Ray, and Ethan Emerson. Will, actually was one of the guys who made a touchdown, and
I think there was some good video of that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He did end up dislocating his shoulder, which I mean, this might sound like bad, but I mean that is a good way to end your football career. Not getting injured all 6 years really of his football career, and then going out, with a bang, honestly.
Yeah, Will. I mean, hey, he I mean,
yeah, literally.
If you're gonna get hurt, I mean, it's like, hey, those are he got hurt in the All-Star game, I'm assuming, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
hopefully it was towards the end, so he could get that standing ovation. You could do the thumbs up and wave.
Yeah, that would have been really cool to go to. I had last minute knowledge of that going on, but obviously it was a really cool, big honor for the school. I know Coach Mack, had to be, really excited. I know the school had to be really excited, and I mean, it's another step to build the program, right? You have
for
that to talk with other players that are coming, like, hey, this is where you could be, So really cool. Anything else for us?
We did have the boys basketball game last night, and there was definitely some action to that too.
You sent me some stuff, and I'm gonna put up some highlights from the game. I'll post those when I get home tonight. But go ahead.
Yeah, we had some great defensive blocks. The crowd went, the stands went wild when Carson Taylor blocked the ball from going to the basket right on the rim. That was a cool shot. But we're just now in the phase of getting injuries because he actually went for another block and got pushed out of bounds and fractured his wrist.
Oh,
yeah.
Boy.
Yeah, and he's a freshman, which is sad to see a freshman, being so passionate about his favorite sport and then having an injury that is going to take a while to recover from. But the players did, come back well from having their teammate being injured. One of their main challenges is just working on having control of the ball and not letting turnovers happen, really playing the offensive well and having a slow offensive play too.
Yeah.
And that's their goal is, to have more control over the ball and, more communication and stuff like that. But they are doing well. And like I said, the basketball team is also packed with freshmen and sophomores with, a few junior and senior mentors. So this year is really, we're building the basketball program for sure this year.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. And again, lots of cool things going on over at Heritage Christian Academy, and it's just one of those schools that you got to go see. It's a really cool culture. Every time I go over there, it's just a really tight-knit community. The football games are a blast to see everybody go out. And then I still have not – I never made it this year to over where's everybody go eat? At
Joe Willie's.
Joe Willie's, yeah. All those people in there, I still got to see it. I still got to picture it and figure out how all that happens. So we thought we were going to break some news that she was – headed off to Missouri. But
she'll wear another one next week.
We tried.
Yeah, but she says that they're in the running, but that's not, in fact, where she will be going to school. So we'll see where that is.
What are the other 4 schools?
Iowa State, Texas Tech, Missouri, Penn State, and Pepperdine University.
Ooh, there you go.
Wow, these aren't small schools.
No, not small schools.
That was the plan.
Yeah.
And none of them are close. Is there a reason?
Yeah, I just wanted to branch out.
Time to jump out of the nest.
Yeah, I go to a small school. I want to.
Yeah.
Well, just remember, I'll tell you, like I told the boys when they decided they were going to go, 5.5 hours off. If you ever mess up, that's a long drive for mom and dad to get even madder on the way. So just remember that. Don't mess up when you get up there.
That was a big factor.
There you go.
Yeah. Alyssa, great to see you. Yeah,
you too.
Welcome back. We'll have you on next week. I'll see if I can't schedule to get out to a game, and so that we can have something to talk about, as far as what we saw and things like that. Yeah. So we'll see you again soon.
Yeah, we need to go out and watch a basketball
game.
Yeah, man, let's go.
I haven't seen a high school basketball game.
Let's go do a game day from there.
We do. Yeah, we
could do that.
We do. Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, I'm
gotta hurry before baseball season starts.
Yes.
Then we'll be occupied.
Yeah, we got a lot.
And then we'll do a game day at a basketball at a baseball game.
Come on out there. Oh, no, that is not a good one to be live on TV at all.
Yeah.
That one you want to just watch.
Hey, we got to see Roy City
or
and
Heath. Roy City.
That's going to happen,
Let's
right?
Go,
so anyhow, Alyssa, thank you so much. Great to see you. Good luck, and we'll catch up with you again next week. Okay?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, perfect. We're going to take a quick break. We will be right back.
Shop the Rock at Rockwall Ford. Get rock bottom pricing on 500 new Fords, cars, trucks, SUVs. We got it all. Log online and get your rock bottom deals today. Visit us at I-30 exit 205.
RockwallFord.com.
back. Okay, we're back. We're live here at Rockwall Ford. We are now joined by the Neighbors family. We have Jacelyn, Tyranny, Kipton, and then Mr. Brandon Neighbors on the end. Guys, of course, Royce City Bulldog. We're Royce. Mom's over here. She's just making sure that everything goes the way it should be. So, first off, thank you guys so much for coming on. You guys got a lot going on. Obviously, track and field will be starting up, for Royce City. But you've got something else coming up that, kind of Brandon put on my notes here. So I want to ask you about the National Pole Vault Summit that's coming up in Reno. You guys leave tomorrow. Brandon, let me ask you first. Just this whole pole vault thing and seeing them grow in this sport. How much fun has it been? How proud are you guys?
It's really been cool because I don't think that either of us, Heather or myself, realized that pole vault was going to be in our family. Like she came out and was a track star, heptathlete, and did a whole lot in college. Actually, had a full ride offer to play softball and then went and played basketball. Heather's really the athlete. A lot of people don't understand that. But we never knew that pole vault was a play. The girls were working in gym. They were in the gym all the time in gymnastics. I think Jacelyn got to like level 7, about to be level 8. She was doing some private stuff, and Tyranny was right there behind her. And we were just in the stands. And one day a guy came up and said, "Have you ever thought about your girls pole vaulting?" And I was like, I really hadn't thought about that. And they said, well, with the type of athlete that they are, it's one of the most undertaken Division I scholarships that's out there. And if they seriously are interested, we could get them started. So it all got started right here in Rockwall with Toby Howell. And Toby Howell, took Jacelyn in at what grade? 7th grade?
7th grade.
7th grade. And then Tyranny started at 6th grade summer. No, 7th grade. Mm-hmm. And then Kipton actually got a little early start. So I'm sure he'll talk about that later. But it's just been really cool to see because Heather and I, it's something neither one of us knew anything about. And then all of a sudden have learned a ton about it from the outside. We still definitely couldn't coach them, but it's fun to watch. So.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's one of those sports where I'm like, man, how do you get the courage to even try it that first time, right? Because there's so much that could go wrong. But I guess after enough proper training, like anything, you can do it. Jacelyn, first, what's the gap? What's the gap in
2 years?
2 years.
Yes,
Between all of us.
Between all of you. Okay. All right. So heck. Learn, right? And then, of course, Tyson over there, just what it takes to be an elite athlete. Jacelyn, let me ask you about, your love for it and, how, what you're doing to push yourself to get better at it.
Well, when I first started, I didn't really know. I started and I was like, this is kind of weird. But once I started getting into it, I fell in love with it. And I have such a passion for pole vault, and I literally enjoy going to pole vault practice. I know some sports I don't really like practice, but I love the games. I love all of it, and I never have a down moment in it.
These competitions that you're leaving to, these are outside of school. I'm assuming things like that, right?
Yes, sir.
What do you look for when you go to that? Are you trying to is it a showcasing thing for recruiting? Is it kind of measuring yourself up against some of the on a national stage, or is it just trying to go out there and say, and you might be the best, but whoever the best is, let me see what they're about and how they go about their business. What is it for you when you go to something like that?
Honestly, I'm just trying to push myself. I'm not really worried about anyone else because it's so early in the season, and I'm just trying to get better for me and just PR and keep jumping high and be more consistent with jumps and stuff.
Let me ask you about your records. So we'll start, Kipton. Let's start down here with this young man. What's your record, personal best?
12 foot.
12 foot. And how long have you been doing this?
For about a year now.
And when you first started, what's kind of a beginner's, the first level of jumping? How many feet? What does that look like?
Well, can't really get too high, but it's around 6 to 7 feet.
6 to 7 feet the first go, and so in a year you've kind of worked yourself up. And was it a confidence thing? building the confidence to go higher, or is it just something a combination of working like technique and things like that?
It's more on like the technique side because you really got to get your plant down for you to jump high.
I just feel I picture it sticking that pole in, and I never go anywhere. I just fall straight backwards. The padding is forward. Like, what if I don't go forward? Like, who's there for me? So I think that's that.
So generally, boys in 7th grade, 8 foot wins wins the meet, and he's jumping 12 foot at 12 years old. So when he gets in 8th grade, 10 foot usually wins the meet, and he hadn't even thought about 8th grade. So him telling you, hey, it just takes technique, is because his mentality was already there.
Yeah.
I see others that are trying to build to him or get to where he's at, and you have to mentally be tough to do this.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen some kids that I think are tough kids that don't really like to pole vault. It's just different.
It's well, and again, I mean, I bring it up, but it's a real thing when you have older siblings, right, that are paving the way and showing you what it takes to get certain places. And there's no doubt. I mean, he's got some amazing teachers, around him. So, what are you doing? What do you do, Kipton, to prepare for stuff like this? If somebody was a grade below you or something like that, and they said, "Oh, I'd like to do that. How can I get stronger? How can I get better at pole vaulting?" What would you tell them?
Well,
For training wise, what do you do for training?
I really work on my top game because I already got my plant down, but I really got to work on my top game if I want to get like a foot or a foot and a half more.
Yeah, and I imagine there's got to be some stretching. You got to be so limber to get over that, to bend your body a certain way to clear that pole. Tierney, let me ask you. Let's ask you first your personal best. What are you trying to push this year?
Right now, my personal best is 11.6, and hopefully by the end of this season, I can get to around like 12 or 12.6.
And again, I'll just kind of ask you the same question. What are you working on to get better? What does it take as far as training wise?
Just like putting the effort in. And for me right now, I'm working on getting my arm on the inside, which has to do with the top game as well as him. And just like putting forth the effort and putting in the time that's needed to get better and just like progress with the process.
How do you guys work together to make each other better? Obviously, but like critiquing, constructive criticism, and helping each other out. There's got to be some. How do you guys go about that?
We each like push each other like to be like the best we possibly can be, because like obviously our PRs are like very close, and he'll probably end up passing me pretty soon just because he's so good right now. Like, it's not even funny, but we like each push each other.
Remember this, she's complimenting you because I know how it goes. I know how it goes around the house.
Yeah, he's in 7th grade jumping 12 foot. I did not jump 12 foot till my freshman year. So, yeah, we have a lot of competition in the house. So just, like, we keep pushing each other, and we also, like, love each other at the end of the day, no matter how hard we are on each other. And
what are some goals this year? I'll ask each of you, and Kipton, I'll start with you. What are some goals this year, whether it be in pole vault or, another sport? Just what are some things that you would like to accomplish this year?
Well, I would like to jump 12.6 or 13 foot this year. And I really want to get my top game down. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you got to set the goals. I'll ask you. What are just some goals you have as an athlete, as a student?
This year it is going to be like my first year in high school, and I was privileged to be on varsity, and I'm just gonna work hard and just keep myself motivated because I know there is going to be a lot of competition there, and just like working through everything and just putting towards the effort that's needed to succeed.
Yep. What the goals? Let's hear them. Let's hear the goals. Just what are some expectations you've set for yourself that you plan on hitting?
So my current PR is 12.6, and this year I'm planning to get 13 to 13.3, and possibly 13.6, but it kind of just depends because I got to take baby steps to get there. And I've been working out, like going to the gym every day to get my legs like more powerful, so I can like get faster and the speed off the ground and the jump. So just like everything will be much cleaner and like more powerful, so I can.
Is it an upper body sport? Is it a core thing? Is it lower body? Is it that perfect combination?
I would say core and technique, but definitely you need like a fast run to get like off the ground, and like the faster you are, the like more bigger poles you can like move, so higher you can jump.
Any other sports that you guys are playing at the moment, or have you kind of abandoned it to kind of focus on what you're doing?
I'm track only
Okay.
at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm track and volleyball.
Got it.
I'm football and basketball and track.
All right. Yeah. I mean, I figured there's got to be some football in there somewhere. Yeah. What are you playing right now as far as position? What are you falling in love with this early, defense, offense? What is it about?
Well, I really like offense because, we get the ball and I get to score some touchdowns.
Yeah, something TCU did not do the other night. You could have helped. They needed somebody to help them. So maybe one day that'll be you. I also want to ask, because I see it on Facebook all the time. You girls, you started a business.
Yes, sir.
And I think I applaud that. Your students, your athletes, but you're also learning what it is to kind of do some real world stuff. And so now you've started a business. Tell everyone a little bit about it, the name of it, and I'll get some information and I'll put it out there too. And I need some shirts made, so I'm gonna be contacting you. So
Okay.
tell people about your business.
So we started a business. It's called Built Different, and basically we're just making cute designs at like the moment for T-shirts, and then our brothers are making like hats. So like different designs, different styles for like different personalities. Yeah, for example, his hat.
Like the logo.
Our shirts.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah, we also made our shirts before we came, like just something quick to do. So yeah, we enjoy it. Just cute designs right now for T-shirts.
And who came up with the idea again? Like, was it just kind of something that you were doing for fun, and you said, hey, we could probably do something to sell? And is that how it came to be?
It was kind of like a family decision. Like we all were like, well, we could do this, like just something fun, because I enjoy doing it. Like I know it might not sound fun, but like it's just something to do on the side. So.
Yeah, I like it. And it takes a little pressure off mom and dad when it's time to buy some of those new shoes.
For sure. I feel like that the name they chose, they put everybody in the text message, mom, me, Tyson, everybody, and Built Different's what they came up with. But essentially, it was going to be different breed or built different. And it's because they hear that a lot. There'll be people that say, no, how in the world you go from pole vault to hurdles back to workout, and then at 10 o'clock you go back up and do, rings or do whatever. Like, how do you do that? You guys are just built different. And I was like, that's kind of cool.
I like it.
To go with that. And there's a lot of people that use that, but it's just we hear that a lot. And I was like, that's pretty cool to roll with that and just kind of see what you can do with it. I think it teaches them, obviously how to manage a business, teach them stuff about what life is. Like, you want a $25 T-shirt, how many T-shirts do you have to make for it to actually make you $25? I think that's a good and important part of life for them to understand. You want to go to Cane's and eat, or you want to go to McDonald's, there's a little bit of difference in what shirt or how many shirts you sell to do that, right? And then if you want to go to Gloria's, it's going to be even more. So I think it's important for them to see that because Heather and I spend a ton of money on getting them where they want to get, and I think it's good for them to understand the dollar, what the value is of that in their time and work. And I'm proud of them. I think it's a pretty cool deal.
I think it's really cool too. That's why I texted you. I was like, we got to get them on there because what kids do on and off the field, and the stories, what they're doing off the field is just as important, and so it's really cool. I was serious. I do need some T-shirts made, so I'll be sending some business your way soon.
And Tyson said he was mad that he didn't get invited, but it didn't matter anyway because he was going. I was like, bro,
is he in town?
He just left today.
Oh, okay.
But I was like, you weren't. It would have mattered if we called. You could have went, but he was playing with you, just saying, just tell him if he ever wants to FaceTime with me. At least I'll talk to him while I'm at K-State.
I wish I didn't invite him too, because I would have talked some trash about K-State, some football, and stuff like that.
You needed that.
Yeah.
Also, Jet Williams is on here a lot, and there's some other Braden Randall. I think I've seen him on here.
Uh-huh.
And while Tyson's been home, he's tried to hook up with those guys to pitch to them, and we don't ever see them. So I'm just trying to say, I don't know where Jet's at or where Braden Randall's at. But, I mean, we're trying to get some work.
Well, so. I saw Randall at X Golf one day, and then Jet was. I'll actually see Jet tomorrow morning. But he was at 7AR the other day. But no, well, you got some baseball names around here, so that's pretty cool, and it's pretty cool that y'all know one of them.
They can come home and get live action at home by themselves, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's good work. So.
Yeah. Guys, congratulations, on everything you've accomplished. Good luck on the goals. Keep working at it. I know Royce Cities will be happy to have you guys out there. I know they'll be looking for you to come up quick, next couple years. We don't like the kids to grow up too fast because, you miss those days. But, good luck to you and keep working hard. Good luck on the business. Good luck on everything that you guys are doing. And safe travels. Reno, is that correct?
That's right.
Yeah.
Texas Express is who they're vaulting with now, and they actually travel with them. So they come out, they get all the poles.
Do you fly or you take a bus? Or
they fly. They fly the poles. They do everything for us.
Do y'all have to carry the poles? You don't have to carry the poles around. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Buzz and Chad are in charge of that. It is not a cheap adventure. Have you ever walked to the airport with a pole?
No, I mean, but I know what it is for golf clubs, and I'm like, that's annoying.
And it's 5 times the size of the golf club.
I couldn't imagine.
We're appreciative that they're doing all
that. Good luck to you. Safe travels. I'll check in to see how you guys did in Reno, and we'll post those results and some videos if you can send them out to us. I'd love to do it. All right.
Thank you so much.
All right. We're gonna go. We got the boys, Royce City Boys Soccer. They've been waiting on us just a few minutes, so we'll get them on and talk about them. We will be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Shop the Rock at Rockwall Ford. Get rock bottom pricing on 500 new Fords, cars, trucks, SUVs. We got it all. Log online and get your rock bottom deals today. Visit us at I-30 exit 205.
Rockwallford.com.
everyone. All right, we are back. We are live here at Rockwall Ford as we are closing in on the announcement of the inaugural Jackson Smith and Jigba Award, the Rockwall County Game Day Player of the Year for the football season. But before we get there, we'll come back to some soccer, and we are joined by a few members of the boys, the Bulldogs, the varsity team over at Royce City, the soccer guys. Thank you for joining us. We have Harper, Licio, and Leo. Guys, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. Let's start. I'll start with you, Mr. Branch. You transition as a family from football to football or soccer, but you find yourself with a different sport, but still a rooting interest in it with your son and the Bulldogs and things like that. How excited are you to see these boys play this year?
Well, this is a interesting year because we've got a new coach. The girls' head coach transitioned over to the boys' head coaching position. So it's an interesting year. It's a very special year for us because, of course, Harper's a senior and Alicio's a senior. And Leo, what are you?
I'm a junior.
You're a junior. So, these kids have been playing together, pretty much their whole career. So it's kind of a special year like it was in football. So, we'll see. It's kind of surreal right now. I don't think it's all kind of sunk in. And now I will say that I'm not sure we really transitioned because even during football, and Alicio plays club soccer as well. Leo, do you play club?
Yes, sir.
So all of these boys were playing club at the same time we were playing football. So, we were doing double duty there. But, yeah, now football's kind of in the past, and here we are at soccer, 100% focus, and we're doing college visits. Alicio's been gone, Harper's been gone, and traveling all over the country doing visits. And so, man, it's really special, and it's kind of surreal, and I don't think it's really kind of sunk in yet.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can't imagine, just as a parent, just, going through all that and getting there. But, the season's here, and much like football, just like kind of all sports, you find yourself moving up to 6A and playing, teams in a bigger division. Harper, I'll start with you. What's the approach? Is there any difference? Does it feel any different for you guys? Or, I know you guys are playing tournaments and things like that. But, is anything different that you can think of as you guys are now playing 6A?
Look at our district. We're obviously going to have a pretty rough district. But, we're going to come into every game with our highest expectations. And we're just going to play every game like we know how to play. And we're going to go from there and play soccer. So we're going to do what we need to do.
So you guys, you just finished your first tournament?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let me ask you about, obviously the beginning of the year, you're figuring out team chemistry. You got new faces, you got a new coach. You're kind of learning each other, and that's what this time is really for. Where do you think, you guys are, to start the year, the Royce City Bulldogs?
We've had a pretty rough start to our first couple games in our first tournament we've had, but that's to be expected with the young guys moving up with us and still trying to learn each other and build that chemistry up. But I feel like as we move on through these games, it's gonna. We're still learning. So later on, I feel like we have something we can come up with something special. So
yeah, you're just trying to get ready and prove. All this is preseason until you get to district play, and then that's when it kind of matters. Licio, let me ask you kind of the same question. You've got new faces, new coach on the team. What are you trying to do as a leader? You're senior, right? Yeah. What are you trying to do to kind of make this thing gel together as quickly as possible?
We've been trying to work every day. Me and Harper are the captains, so we've been trying to lead like every day, every practice. We've been trying to keep it going for the youngers because we have a lot of young like freshmen, sophomores. We have a lot of them, so we've been just kept trying to grind and then see how it goes. It's a little bit harder now that we're up in 6A, but I'm pretty like everyone on our team has a skill set, and we just gotta get as a team. I think we can make something special.
I think every team, especially when you have talent on the team, there's a combination there, right? There's a key that fits that where it allows you to maximize the potential on the team, and so it's about finding it. It's going to take the seniors and like that to try and help fix it, right, or not fix it, but try to find that routine that works for you guys. This when you talk about club soccer and things like that, and you come on to the high school scene, when you have to transition between the two, do you play club as well? What's the difference like, for those that don't know, between club and high school? Leo, I'll let you go.
The pace is a bit faster in club, and in high school it is as well, but there's on the team there's some that play club and they understand the flow of the game and they know what to do, but sometimes you need to help the other guys on the team transition and get on the same page with the team to have the right chemistry. And
what year are you, Leo?
Oh, I'm a junior.
You're a junior. I'll ask you, being a junior on this team and you were on the team last year?
Yes, sir.
The difference from this year from last year?
Last year, I feel like we had a lot of leaders. We had a lot of seniors that had a lot of experience, which they did their best to try and get us with them at the same page, and it all helped a lot because we had results and we all played as a team together.
What's the message been from the new coach?
I'm going to say it, discipline and composure, because everyone needs to have discipline and composure going into games, and out of games and practice, and also in the classroom, and everywhere you go in life, you're going to need the discipline and the composure, but going into every game, that's his big emphasis, is have composure and have discipline and play as a team. So
you guys' role as seniors, making sure that the message is received, right? There's a message, and there's something out, but you got to make sure as a team it sticks, and you believe in it. What's this year like for you as captains to try and make sure that people are taking that message and taking it serious?
We've been just keeping it simple, just like the simple stuff. Telling them, having talks. We usually just group up and then talk to them. We're we gotta focus up on in school, because some are lacking off and stuff. So we tell them, let's go, because season just started, so we can't give up right now. The first games have been rough because a lot of injured players, a lot of people with grades and stuff. So we've been just kept trying to push them on, because the only thing that matters is district, getting
100%.
to playoffs,
100%,
having a good record. So that's what we're working for.
Yeah. We were talking with the varsity, couple of members from the Roy City Bulldogs soccer team. James, you've seen some games, and you've been to obviously following with Harper the last few years. The culture at Roy City and all the excitement that's going on with everything. Do you see it bleeding over into other sports like soccer?
This is an interesting year because I have seen something already that I haven't seen, and I've seen 2 freshmen starting. And in all the years that I've been watching the guys play, there hasn't been freshmen starting. And in all of this tournament in the last couple of games, I think there's been 2 that have started so far, and several moved up. And Coach Greenwald, he is a true soccer coach, played in high school, played in college. He knows he coaches club. So he is a legit soccer coach, and I think he is, just as perplexed as everybody. So every single game there's a different combination from defense up to the mids, up to the forwards, and he's trying to figure it out. And, it's going to be interesting to see. This is a super tough district.
Mm-hmm.
Heath, Rockwall's always solid. Mesquite's solid.
Mm-hmm.
Legacy has a good team. So, just like football, man, it's going to be super competitive, and I think you're going to, I think this is going to be a pretty close district.
Yeah. No, and I think a lot of people are realizing, Roy City's they're a school that's immediately in the mix for playoffs and district titles and things like that. So, guys, hey, I wish you all the best. What's next? What do y'all have coming up next?
We have a tournament this weekend. We're
Where-
starting tomorrow.
Where at?
We play in Wiley.
Wiley. Okay. Oh, I did see that. Yeah. Did y'all host the last tournament?
We
Or
did not.
Y'all
It
host
was,
one soon, don't y'all? Or do you not?
don't think so.
Okay.
Last tournament was at Forney.
Okay,
so.
gotcha. Okay, gotcha. So you'll be in Wiley Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'm
Yes, sir.
assuming.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
gotcha. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can't get out there. I was at Wiley for the Heath girls. I went to one of their games last week. They had a tournament out there. So, hey man, guys, keep grinding. Keep trying to build up that tradition and keep things rolling for the Bulldogs. There's a lot of excitement going on. The girls basketball team. Looking good. The boys put up a, heck of a. They had a tough district game last night on the road. So it's the Bulldogs are making some noise, and so you guys keep up that tradition and good luck to you guys this year. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. We're gonna take a quick break. When I come back, I have some announcements that I think are pretty big, and we'll talk about the player of the Rockwall County Game Day Player of the Year finalist for the Jackson Smith and Jigba Award. I'm going to go ahead and put those out there, and then we'll kind of talk about the process of how the nominees came to be, how we're going to go about voting, and when we're going to announce those winners and things like that. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
Shop The Rock at Rockwall Ford. Get rock bottom pricing on 500 new Fords, cars, trucks, SUVs. We got it all. Log online and get your rock bottom deals today. Visit us at I-30 exit 205.
Rockwallford.com.
says you're going to pay.
All right, we're back. We are live here at Rockwall Ford, and we're kind of in the night. And I wanted to I'm kind of mad at myself. I've realized that I made some graphics, and I put them on a hard drive, and I don't have them here. So I'll post the graphics tonight. But I can announce the finalist, and as soon as we get done here, I will post the finalists. I'll post the graphics that I had made. So. What is it that I am talking about? Well, let me refresh some memories really quickly. Let me pull this up really quick. Yep, there we go. So I am. You should be able to see that right there. That is the Jackson Smith and Jigbo Award presented to the Rockwall County Game Day Player of the Year. Rockwall County Game Day, along with Tucker Roofing Systems, Jackson Smith and his family are excited to announce the inaugural Jackson Smith and Jigma Award, recognizing the best high school football player from one of the following schools. We have Rockwall, Rockwall Heath, Royce City, Dallas Christian, and Heritage Christian Academy. So really cool, guys. The winner, they'll have their name engraved on a trophy that we're having made. That trophy will stay with us. And will live with us. We have another trophy that is being made that will go to the winner. Along with Jackson had the idea to he's number 11. He wanted to do a $1,100 scholarship to the winner, so they will receive that, and then all the finalists are going to receive a gift from Jackson. For being named as a finalist. So
it's probably good he wasn't a linebacker, 55 or 60, right. You know, that could.
Yeah, so this is really cool. If you haven't seen this, it's I came up with the idea probably I don't even know how long ago it was, but I just thought it would be really cool to recognize a player of the year, and then I thought. Every great trophy has a great name on it, and obviously our short time here, and arguably I don't know if any football player from around this area has gone in the first round of the draft. Knock on wood, God willing, all the projections. It looks like Jackson will do
good.
that.
Very good.
So we thought it just made sense to name the trophy after him, and then after talking with him and his family, we decided on a process on how we're going to do it. So we don't want to show my face that big. There we go. Before I announce the finalists, so here's kind of how the process went. We went to each head coach, and we said we would like you to nominate a player that meets some certain criteria. Basically, it wasn't much to it. It was, some on the field contributions, stats, right? Good standing with the team, a good member of the community, and that was really our ask of the coach to send us those. And then we came up with a set of criteria for what the voters will be looking at when picking a winner. I will announce the voters probably on Monday because I'm trying to get one more, so I just kind of want to do it all in one. But what's important to note about the voters, none of them have any connection to any of the schools that are involved. Number one,
that's good.
None of them live in or around Rockwall County. And all of them have some good knowledge about football players. They are either national recruiters for college, so they look at high school kids all day. They are media members that follow Texas high school football that's all they do. We have an ex-head coach who has racked up a ton of wins over a 30-year career. And then we have another media member out east. So I tried to reach out to folks that would really take this serious and really look not just at numbers. Obviously, there are some other factors that will be involved. That again, I will release that information when I release the voters what they will be looking at. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, without further ado, we have 5 finalists that were sent in by the coaches. And again, I apologize. I have and I'm not showing favoritism here. I'll show a graphic that was that I just happened to have saved on the computer. So I will announce or show this graphic first for, if I can find it here, because I'm fumbling trying to do this. But let's go here. Let me go here. And I will show the first finalist, and you guys will be able to see it before everyone else. Let's do this, and we'll go here. I'm sorry, guys, bear with me, because again, I had nice graphics made for all of these, and they're on a stick at home, and so I wanted to but because I said I was going to announce, I wanted to make sure I did that. So here it is. Here's our first nominee for the Rockwall County Game Day Player of the Year, quarterback Lake Bennett, the Jackson Smith and Jigba Award finalist from Rockwall. As you can see, some season stats there: over 2,200 yards passing, 18 touchdown passes, 320 yards, over 320 yards rushing, 10 rushing touchdowns. He was the captain on this year's squad. He was voted the 2022 District 10 6A MVP. And, of course, he was he got an award for a Dallas Morning News Area Week 5 Player of the Week. So, Lake Bennett, congratulations on being nominated as a finalist for this award, and a worthy nominee. And, we're excited for Lake. And we'll talk more about Lake. And what I'd like to do is the finalists, I'm going to invite them on the show, and we'll just kind of have a one-on-one and just kind of talk about it and talk about this past season and give them an opportunity to give us an opportunity to celebrate them. So Congratulations to him. We will move on to we'll move on to Royce City. Sam Mitchum. Sam Mitchum gets the
good choice.
Sam Mitchum will receive the a nominee to be a finalist for the Jackson Smith and Jigba Award. I'm going to save Heath for last here. We have Dallas Christian. We have Will Nettles. Will Nettles is a dynamic wide receiver, and he does some incredible things on the defensive side as well. But Coach was really excited to put his name up for that. Of course, he's coming off a really good junior season, and he still has his senior season to go. But Will Nettles, congratulations. William Speedy Nettles. Speedy is his nickname there. Yes, congratulations for Dallas Christian. We talked about this young man a little bit earlier for Heritage Christian Academy, Will Constable. Will Constable, obviously, he had a big year for the Eagles, and they had a spectacular season, and didn't quite meet their goals for the playoffs. But he was a big reason why the Eagles went where they were, and then of course he was voted to be on the North All-Star team, so that was really big there. And then Heath Hawks. So Heath Hawks was our last nominee, and that came in from, again, Coach. And so Britton Snyder. Britton Snyder is our nominee for Heath. And again, we'll put out stats and a graphic on everything that Britton did for this award. So listen, I mean, at the end of the day, there's a bunch of kids that had amazing years, and it's going to be really cool to see this award grow and see who's picked to have their name on it for that first year. But we're really excited for them. We're really excited for the Jackson Smith's family to be part of this, to give back to the community. and we're excited to work with them on this award. And of course, we have to thank Tucker Roofing Systems because they were really behind this. And these awards cost money, and we weren't going to try and buy something that was just plastic and off the shelf. We're doing a bronze trophy, something really nice that's worthy of the award. So again, I will post graphics. I will post a lot of stuff on each individual. We will start ramping up. I think our first meeting with the voters is next week. We're going to do a virtual call, and we're going to talk about it. I will not have a vote. Rockwall County Game Day will not have a vote. So I want to make that very clear. I will not have a vote, and I want to just try to make this as unbiased as possible and have it very fair. So there will people be looking at this and take it all in. I will post plenty of information again for those that missed it on how the nominees were sent in, how they will be, how we will select a winner, and then I think I'm looking at the second week or the 9th of, I think around there. I'll put that information out there, but I think it's the 8th. The 8th of February is when we will announce a winner. And either Jackson will be here or his family. So they will always be here because, listen, we want this award to grow over the years, 10, 20, 30. When I'm gone, when Rockwall County Game Day's gone, we want this to be something that, man, I'm working towards this, and I would love for my name to be on this. Oh, what happened here? What happened here? Did we lose? We lost camera? We lost camera, but we're still live. Let's see if we're still live here. I think we're still live. Well, I'm going to do this then. We're going to do this because I lost my camera. I'm not really sure what happened. It's plugged in. It's plugged in, so the battery should not be running out. Okay, I'll post a lot of information on the Player of the Year award, and you guys can find out how we're doing all that. Gentlemen, thank you so much for coming tonight. We got a busy year. We got lots going on. We got baseball coming. We have soccer going on right now. We have basketball. We need to get to a basketball game. The three of us need to figure out how we can get in a basketball game. Royce City played at Heath yesterday.
Yeah, the ladies played, and I'm not sure about the guys.
No, the guys played at Heath yesterday, which means the next game will be at Royce City because they're about to flip over and do. So I'm going to mark that on our calendar and see if we can't. I know they'll let us, but see if we can't do a game day inside that gymnasium because I heard it was loud. I heard it was a rivalry born in there. So it'd be cool if we could get in there and maybe just call the game on our in the corner and react to all the action that happens out there. So again, sorry you can't see them on camera. I'm not really sure what happened to our picture over there. We don't unless one of them unplugged it. I don't know. We got some of the boys, some of the Wingfield boys.
Kind of a motley crew you got sitting out there.
Yeah,
right
I don't
now.
know. And one of them's wearing a Baylor shirt, so it's probably the Baylor guy. I don't know.
If this is the best audience we can get, you may want to get different sponsors.
We're in trouble.
Yeah.
All right, that's going to do it for us. Thank you guys for everything. Hey, be kind out there. Let's say a prayer for all the difficult situations that's going on in the district of Rockwall, and let's be good and let's let things play out and not judge people and figure it out. Let people figure it out before we pass judgment. You guys have a good night. Go Frogs! Thank you, Zach, for coming in and trying to prove your point. It didn't work. We'll have you back in. We didn't get to any Cowboys talk, but we're gonna really quickly. Are we done? Are we one and done? Are the Cowboys one and done?
I don't know. Tampa Bay is pretty bad, too, so I don't know.
The Cowboys have never beat Tom Brady.
Cowboys can't win on grass.
The Cowboys have not. They're 1-4 on grass games. They looked horrible. The East looked like the old East the other night between Washington and Dallas. There was like two really bad teams just going everywhere. If you can't beat a rookie quarterback, what are we supposed to do?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. You're right. I don't know. Dak is that's your boy. But
yeah. So we'll see. We're going to talk more Cowboys next week, and we'll talk about it. So have a good night. We'll see you on game day. Have a good night.
Go Bulldogs.